It wasn't really an award-winning meal.
The immigration officer was running after me and she's like waving at me. It's like, oh my god, I'll probably be in trouble because I took pictures here.
Did you know that there was an airline operating in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean with a proper commercial airport thousands of kilometers away from the mainland? Yes, today we are flying to the Azores to see what it's like to fly their national airline Sata. Boarding their brand new Airbus A321neo, we will fly from Cabo Verde all the way to Ponta Delgada and put the airline to a comprehensive test. Let's go! My trip started in Praia, the capital of Cabo Verde, an island country off the coast of Senegal, and probably one of the least favorite countries I've ever been to. But after 35 days sailing the South Atlantic, I was happy to finally take a flight again. So I made my way to the airport, which is located a few minutes drive outside the capital. Guys, a beautiful good morning from Nelson Mandela International Airport here in Cabo Verde, flying Sata, the de facto national airline of the Azores, which is part of Portugal, on their Airbus A321. So let's check in. Sata is currently operating a daily flight between Praia and Ponta Delgada, and my advice is to show up early because the airport can turn into quite a busy mess with long lines at both check-in and immigration. So guys, all checked in, smooth and easy, and then I went to immigration, and from immigration I went straight to the gate and started taking some pictures of the plane that is waiting outside, and then the immigration officer was running after me and she's like waving at me. It's like, oh my god, I'll probably be in trouble because I took pictures here, which sometimes happens in Africa. Very fond memories of that happening in Nigeria all the time. However, she asked me to go back to the immigration counter because apparently I wasn't in the system. For whatever reason, but we kind of worked it out because I entered the country on an expedition ship, and apparently they didn't proceed the immigration procedures properly. In the end, we all worked it out, and now I'm here sitting at the gate, a very small airport, and there's also the national airline of Cape Verde, Cabo Verde Airlines, operating a 737 MAX on daily flights to Lisbon. Let me know in the comment section below if you want me to check them out and whether you want another African aviation tour. Let me know. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will head back to Africa for more aviation adventures. Always my favorite place to travel to. Always a good time. And there was our plane for today, the Airbus A321neo, of which the airline operates 5, making it the backbone of their operation between North America and Europe. The airline just recently renewed its fleet, and with just 4 years in average age, it's one of the youngest in Europe. But now let's get on board and see what it looks like. Hey, how are you? Correct. And here we are, welcome on board Sata's business class with a dedicated business class seat, something you don't see very often on board a European airline. Nice. So guys, here we are, welcome on board the Airbus A321neo, and it feels good to be back on the plane after a 35-day expedition through the South Atlantic, visiting the most remote islands in the world. But I did realize that I'm not a ship kind of guy. I love my planes, and it's so nice to be on board this Neo of Sata Azores Airlines. And first impression, it looks really lovely, it looks neat, it looks clean. They have nice recliner seats here in a 2-2 configuration. Flight time is roughly 4 hours, so let's see what the airline has in store for us. Flying actually to another remote island not many get to visit. After I settled in my seat, the crew came around to offer some pre-departure beverages, and shortly after we were pushed back for an on-time departure. A lot of you guys ask about the camera and microphone I use to film my reviews, so I've put together a little list on my website. You can find the link in the description box below. Once we reached cruising altitude, the crew got to work and took the meal orders, and I was also happy to see the pilots prepare for any case of engine failures. I knew we were in safe hands.
So guys, we are a good half an hour into the flight. Meal service just kicked off. I had a choice between tuna or a steak. In presentation it looks rather average. Can't say the same about the crew. They're very lovely, very efficient, and very lovely so far. But now let's dig in and let's see whether that steak tastes as dry as it looks like. It wasn't really an award-winning meal, but considering what I paid for, it was alright. Crew, however, is really nice. They're trying really hard, very service-oriented, trying to follow up. They were always present in the cabin during the meal service. That's what we like, no? And so far, so good. So for those of you who have been following me for a few years know that my favorite aircraft is, for whatever reason, nobody really understands, the Airbus A310, which barely flies anymore. But that's how I heard of the airline before, because they were the last, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they were the last Airbus A310 operator in Europe. They retired them in 2018 and replaced them with the Airbus 321neo. There isn't much 310 operators left. Ariane Afghan, Mahan Air, I flew both, Iran Air as well, and I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's any other airline that still has the 310 in service, apart from like DHL and cargo planes. But yeah, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below. But also let me know what you think of my beloved 310.
The entertainment system, however, was the biggest letdown on this flight. You can connect to the onboard Wi-Fi, but none of the movies or entertainment options or even the internet were functioning or loading. And given that this is part of the deal, I was rather disappointed. However, I hope the airline gets to fix these issues. We then started our descent into Ponta Delgada with some beautiful views over the island. It was also my first time to the Azores, so slightly excited to see what they are like.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye, thank you.
The arrival experience in Ponta Delgada was an absolute bliss, and I could tell that I was back in the European Union. I received my bag in no time and then made my way to the city center, which is just a short 10 minutes drive and will cost you around 15 euros for the one-way trip.
I'm sorry, 15.
And here we are, welcome to Ponta Delgada. It looks like a beautiful little island. I was just driving to the town a little bit to reach the hotel and I was quite impressed. It looks very lovely, so I can't wait to actually go out there and explore. And another day, another great airline. I was quite satisfied. The seat, the price, the food, the crew, overall a great package, very satisfying for what they provide. It wasn't too bad, quite frankly, and happy customer. so I can't really complain. I mean, there's little things here and there, but overall, considering what I've paid, I got a lot, and that made me happy, and I felt appreciated as a customer, and that's what matters by the end of the day. Also, check out my Patreon if you want to access some extra perks, such as access to my WhatsApp group, early access to my videos, get your Cahill keyring, and yeah, a lot more other things. So go check out the link. This is it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of Sata, the flag carrier of the Azores, in the comment section below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Wherever you're off to, have a safe trip.